Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. How to know you're dealing with a grown man. Now, you know what? Let's just be real out here. A lot of women are dealing with some juvenile-ass men. Juvenile men. They ain't dealing with grown men. Even if this dude is biologically a certain age and he could even be working a job, but if you look at how he carries himself in life, he's a juvenile guy. Because remember, a teenager can get a job. So even if he got a job, he's still juvenile. You know, how he treats you, how he responds to things and everything. And let's be real, ladies. We know y'all want a grown man, ultimately, but a lot of y'all don't, you know? So it's like, how to know if a man's a grown man? Well, one of the mistakes y'all make, and I know this is part natural, but y'all gonna have to fight this natural inclination or at least keep it in balance. Women in general tend to look at what the man does for them. Like if you listen to some women, they'll say, well, they dealt with because he was so nice to me and all of that stuff. You know? Okay, that can be cool, but a player can be nice to you. A dog can be nice to you. And you focus on that, but you ain't looking at the outside part. Because that's what a player will do. You know, that's what a dog will do. That's what a juvenile male will do. They'll make it seem like you're on top of the world. They totally playing to your vanity. You know, we can call it ego with men. We call it y'all vanity. You know, they'll play to it. They always tell you how beautiful you are or how smart you are, all of that. And I understand, you know, it has some, has an appeal. And I even advise men to, like, do stuff like that. I advise men to do stuff like that. But you got to keep it in balance. You got to keep it in balance. Because the juvenile male, that's what he does. He does all that. And there's some more I'm going to get into with the juvenile male. To know when you're dealing with a grown man can still, he'll still take care of you and, tell you how beautiful you are, make love to you good and all of that. But a grown man is going to just be totally responsible. So, he might not spend as much time with you because he's taking care of his own business. A grown man, might not take you to that fancy, expensive restaurant because a grown man got his own bills to pay. He got his own things he's responsible for. He might take you to the less expensive restaurant. He's still spending time with you. Sometimes the juvenile male, they'll take you to that expensive restaurant. That was their whole check. And then they go back at home to their basement they live in, or they using some credit card or something. They just playing the role and stuff just to just get the sex. Like that grown man, he's going to work. You don't have to tell him to work. He's going to have his own plans and everything, his own vision. A grown man ain't going to just tell you everything you want to hear. That's one thing. A grown man is going to, he might agree with you or he can agree with you on multiple topics. But his thoughts on something, he's just going to tell you straight up. He's going to tell you straight up. Like if you go on a date with a juvenile male, you could say some crazy stuff like say, well, I'm a Martian from this planet and I believe in all this. And he going to be like, oh, yeah, I believe in all of that, too. Because he just trying to get the poo-tang. The grown-ass man going to be like, he might agree with some of you say. The best he'll say is like, oh, that's interesting. I don't feel that way. He going to tell you what's on his mind. He's going to be real because he's going to tell you about him. It's not going to be all about you. The grown man's going to be there. But see, why do many women still deal with that juvenile male? Well, like I said, the main thing is he's going to tell you what you want to hear. He's going to play to your vanity, your ego. He's going to do all that stuff. This regardless of what you got going on. You might could stand to lose some weight or something. The juvenile male ain't going to say anything. He just want to hit anyway. He just want to hit. He want to get his dick wet. The grown man might be say, hey, baby, yeah, I know you're doing all right now, but this is healthy. He's going to say something. He might not, he ain't going to necessarily be critical about it or mean about it, but he's going to be like, you might need to look into it. The grown man going to have some standards. And then the grown man ain't going to just put up with anything you doing. Right? Now, Think about why many women will deal with that juvenile male. You know, a big part is just he look good to you. He look good to you. He's sexy fine. And it's not, you know, that's normal. But you got to look at the rest of his personality. Okay, yeah, he's sexy fine, but what's the rest of it? Because you can get some sexy fine dudes who are also like grown men. And there's actually plenty. But see, some women don't look for the grown man part. He's just fine. Like, why'd you get pregnant by him? He was fine. Why'd you let him drive your car? He was fine. You know, why'd you give him all that money to buy some fresh clothes so he can look fine? You know, so that's one thing. Like the looks thing, okay, I give it to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to balance it out with other things. That's just bait. Now, some women are smart. You know, if they do, like, say some dumb stuff, they like, he was all right till he opened his mouth. But then other women, they just caught up in it. They ain't really asking any questions or anything. Right? And then you got some women, they want to control that. It's a matter of control. You got some women, they not comfortable in a relationship unless they have some type of control over the male they dealing with. And you can't control a grown man. A grown man by nature is sovereign, even if you don't use that word. Because a grown man know he got to have his own car, house, everything. So, but you can't control that guy. He got his own stuff. He's going to be looking at you like, hold up, girl. But see, you get some women, they'll control that guy, the juvenile guy, usually a good-looking juvenile guy, you know, because they can exercise control. He got to drive her car. He got to come over to her place. He got to listen, you know, she's typically older too, so she got to listen to what she said and follow along on her plan, all right? And, you know, that, you know, it can seem good for a woman for a while, but we know women by nature, women by nature want that guy they can, like, bow down to, they can submit to, because that's part of your inner feminine. No matter how hard charging you are out here, you always want that one man you can just sit back and chill and relax. But you can't do that because you got that control thing. And that, of course, that's not all women. That's just a group of women, you know, because one day I need to, like, talk about different female personality types, see which ones y'all, like, relate to, right? And so they doing that. You got that control thing. And then sometimes it could be some women, when you got one group of women trying to control the guy, one group of women, just because of their inner nature, which is more of a nurturing nature, more of the mothering nature, they can only relate to a guy that they have to mother on some extent. Like, I knew a woman, and she was real sweet, but she had a very mothering nature to her, extremely mothering. And I noticed the guys she would deal with, they were never guys who had this shit totally together. But she would be wifey to them, you know. She'd be all nurturing and, you know, rub their boo-boos and all of that. Because we know it's not even like an adult relationship. It's very much like a mother-son thing. Like, he could have so many things, but they treat him like he's like they the mother, and so they'll try to get him, not so much control him in the sense that the control woman does, but more or less nurture him, try to say, hey, you need to do this, and hey, I'm going to do your resume for you, you know, clean him up, all that stuff, and the guy's just going along with it. You get that with a lot of older women who deal with younger guys, too. They mothering him. And that's a natural thing, too, with another group of women. But it don't work in the long term, because a lot of times, like, the one bad part with the mothering type of women, when they get that guy who don't really need a mother, he just need a woman but not a mother, you know, they don't want to deal with him. They don't have a natural attraction for him. So, you know, they dealing with the juvenile men, but then they always get burned. There's never a happily ever after when a woman is in a mother-son relationship with a man. It's never a happy thing. It's usually some jacked up thing going on, you know. So it's hurting them in the long run. It's a crying shame, but yeah, that's hurting them in the long run. So, but understand, when you're dealing with a grown man is going to have some sense of sovereignty, because an adult man has to take one key to him. He got to be responsible. So he can't be like living off of you. He's not responsible. A grown man is going to want his own stuff. He's going to have his own ideas, his own beliefs, his own way of taking care of himself. In fact, because all you have to do is just show up. That's a grown man. A grown man, and I don't care. I don't get into. Only time I use that whole alpha beta thing is like as a reference, and even the select non-select thing. That don't have anything to do. A grown man is a grown man. Now, whether or not you deal with him, that's on you. That's on you. But a grown man is going to be responsible. A grown man is going to handle his business. He's going to handle himself. All you had to do is just show up. All you had to do is show up and be an asset to that man. You don't have to control him. You don't have to nurture him. Show up and be an asset to him. Show how you fit into his life. But first, understand when you're dealing with one. He's going to get his own. Understand that. So anyway, ladies, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.